So, this video actually has no affiliation with any of the other members of the group. This is solely just my opinion alone. So, with that being said, I actually wanted to make this this toy hunting video a very special one. So, I noticed something. Obviously, the new Star Wars movie is approaching. We're less than 2 months away from its release. And about a week ago was Force Friday. So, in the midst of, I've dedicated myself for this movie because I'm personally not satisfied with how Lucasfilm is treating the franchise post Last Jedi. I decided to see what merchandise they have just to see how it's like on the floor. Now, if you guys haven't been checking forums or checking any news articles, or even when it comes to the stocks, a lot of Star Wars merchandise has been clearance. A lot of the Last Jedi and Solo figures are not selling. They're being marked down to clearance, and even at clearance, they're not able to get them. So now you're finding retail chains like Walmart and Target ending up selling them to Five Belows and Ollie's and all of these low discount stores because they solely cannot get rid of the products. So then it begged the question, well, Triple Force Friday, how is it being treated? So I went to the Walmart that's close by my house, and they had next to nothing, not even worth filming. Now, in this video right here, you can see at the Walmart, it's very small, limited, but I noticed something. There's, I think, maybe one Black Series figure there, yeah, and then they have this new line for the kids, which retail for about $9.99 or so. And beside that, there's the 3.75 figures, which are a part of the vintage collection. And I wanted to know because I found it a little odd that there's no 5POA figures. Now, 5POA figures, if you guys don't know, are the basic essential Star Wars figures. They've been out since 78 release, theoretically, after the early bird kit. But it's the essential figures. It has the head articulation, 2 arms, 2 legs, the basic figures that fit into the ships, vehicles, everything of that sort. It's a staple of the Star Wars franchise. The Rise of Skywalker is not introducing 5POA, and that raised the question and got me thinking, why is this so? And then it all clicked together that the merchandise is not selling, which means that because of that, they cut back on what they noticed was being on clearance. It does make sense for a franchise to not offer this to collectors, but there is still that market out there. Now, me particularly, I did collect the 5POA figures because looking at the vintage collection, they pick and choose which characters, so it's going to be incredibly hard to have your side characters like, the new aliens or the new droids that are going to be in upcoming Rise of Skywalker if I were to collect them. So theoretically, if I were to collect it, it would be extremely hard to complete my Rise of Skywalker collection because you're not going to offer all of the aliens or all of the droids that are going to be featured in the film. I find it very unlikely that we're going to get all members of the Knights of Ren unless it's in a box set, but each individual release retailing at $13.98 per figure, which is already a steep price for 3.75 figures, which nobody is really collecting. And even the vehicle-wise, take Poe Dameron's ship, for example. I mean, in the basic release, you can get that same spaceship back when The Force Awakens came out for $50. Right now, it's $100. And again, nobody's buying these figures, so expect that and other figures to be on clearance. There's barely any new products. Triple Force Friday this year was really taken with, no real seriousness. It wasn't highly marketed. Obviously, you have Toys R Us that's no longer a retail chain anymore, but this chunk of Star Wars, the hype that was there for The Force Awakens, which is justified because it's been at that point 10 years after a release, is not there for the final installment in this 40-plus year saga, and that to me is a problem. So, what does this all mean? So obviously, from a personal standpoint, I'm choosing not to because I'm not satisfied in who is running Lucasfilm. Now, you can look at other videos like Geeks and Gamers, World Class Bullshitters. They're going to tell you the same thing, the articles, Clownfish TV. There's clear evidence out there that, the state of Lucasfilm is in a mist of trouble and heap. They need the Rise of Skywalker to succeed. And I think The Last Jedi, while it's not my particular favorite, I do respect the fact that they try to do something outside the box. They try to do, cinematography wise, it's the best looking of all 8 films. But we're in a place right now where, at least in my opinion, the only character I am excited for is Kylo Ren, and it seems like with bringing back JJ, we're either going to take him down 2 paths of an arc. Either he dies, which I'd be okay with, or his redemption story, which would completely undo everything that was set up by The Last Jedi. You also have characters where you're really not invested in, a story you're not invested in, and the response is, if you don't like these new films, what does that say about you as a character? And having minorities, coming from a minority standpoint, personally me, I just want good characters. I don't care what color they are. They could be freaking purple, but I would like there to be some kind of attachment and some kind of arc or motivation for these characters, not just the sake of diversity, have these characters in the movie so you should like it. Now, what does the future of this franchise means? My prediction, I say that whatever limited figures are out there from The Rise of Skywalker are going to end up being on clearance shelves. So you could probably expect another toy hunting video within the next couple months, just going to how many stores are on clearance right now. If you guys agree, like and share the video, spread the word about Guys Night and more. And until next time, this is Jarrett, signing out.